Esperanza Unida means United Hope, and by donating your used vehicle, you can provide hope to someone in need. Esperanza utilizes your used vehicle in the effort of teaching auto repair. It then sells these used vehicles at affordable prices to low-income individuals from the community, providing access to reliable, affordable transportation. The revenue from these sales also helps to pay for job skills training and job placement services. So donate your used vehicle and give hope to someone in need.
Focus on Diversity with Troy Shaw.
Hello and welcome to the Focus on Diversity program. I'm your host, Troy Shaw. Let's go directly into introducing our guests. First, we have Michael Maxwell. He is a local attorney right here in southeastern Wisconsin. Our next guest is Christopher Carter. He is the president and CEO of CCI. And our good friend, Robert Miranda. He is the editor of the Milwaukee Spanish Journal. Gentlemen, let's get directly into our very first topic here. What's next? For the three Duke University lacrosse players once called hooligans by Durham's County District Attorney Mike Phelan, the recent dropping of all charges against them was both a legal and personal vindication, they say. Many believe that the prosecution against the players went on for so long because Nifong had his own interests at heart. Now, you have to ask yourself, Mike, you do have to ask yourself, this was an investigation that went way too long. The witness just didn't seem credible from get-go. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that this is a clear case of prosecutorial misconduct. This prosecutor didn't have the evidence he needed when he charged this case. He didn't have the evidence he needed when he continued to investigate it. This was all about politics. There was an election when this story broke. This prosecutor was doing things to enhance his political career and not actually prosecute a crime. These Duke students have been through hell and back because of this prosecutor's political motivations. I'm guessing this prosecutor is going to lose his license to practice.
Well, I've also heard and seen that there were a lot of racial implications in regards to this thing. Of course, the woman was African American, and yet still, Robert. For the most part, it did seem like it was a witch hunt.
From the beginning, you have to give the process the benefit of a doubt. And although there were matters there in the beginning that raised questions, you have to give the system an opportunity to work out the details in order to come to the conclusion that we are at today. And obviously, this individual now needs to pay for what he did during that whole process. There was an injustice here. And I think that the evidence now is overwhelming against the district attorney.
For the most part, at the expense of these three players, their lives not necessarily ruined, but really harmed and shaken by what this guy put them through.
It really was. And it's a shame that an individual like this, who is in a position of that type of power, really decided amongst himself, because it was a political piece, to start to use these three young boys and this young African-American woman to start to better his career. Two of the individuals have been asked to come back to the lacrosse team. One has graduated already, and he's going to go off to law school, I believe it is, he stated. The young woman is now pregnant and is hopefully going to have a good life with her new child. Yet you still see there is going to be some type of damage for the rest of their lives with this. And I hope that the Attorney General comes down on him quite severe if it is taking away his ability to practice law or what the case may be. But I really hope that it starts to show that you can't just run amok and start to flap your mouth to the national media to try to put your case out there when there is not a case, or to try to build a case against anybody in the court system.
Here, gentlemen. And now the next subject here, end of school holidays. Last month, most students across the U.S. had the day off for Good Friday, no matter what religious faith they practice. For students in Hillsborough County School District in Florida, it was the last Good Friday that they will have off in quite some time. They're getting rid of the holiday completely because apparently there was a Muslim group that said, look, we should also have off for our holidays as well. Good Friday has been a tradition for a long time, gentlemen. Robert, what do you think of this?
Well, we live in a country where majority rules. And I think that in this situation, what we have is a tradition rooted in American history that these people are going against. And I think that maybe there should be consideration for this group of Muslims who are asking for the time off. If that's the case, work it out with the school board, work it out with the district administration, and see what can be done. But to demand that the entire day be eliminated because a small group of people feel that they're being discriminated against, I have a little problem with that.
Well, this is this continuous attack on Christianity. The country was founded on Christian-oriented viewpoints and what have you. Not that they all were great, but they were founded on these viewpoints. This is a continuous attack on Christianity. What do you think there, Mike?
Well, I think there is some truth to that. I mean, this is a specific Christian holiday that is coming under attack. But I kind of take the opposite view. As I look around with my son, and every other week there's a teacher holiday or a parent or a teacher conference, or they've got to go somewhere. The amount of time that these kids spend out of school is incredible. I mean, I think we'd be much better off to just to run an academic year for the entire year and have extended breaks at Christmas or what have you. So I guess I don't have a problem if a school district wants to sit down and say, Good Friday's not a good day for us to take off. I mean, as a parent, I still have the ultimate say. If I want to take my kid out for Good Friday, I'm going to take him out for Good Friday.
I'm going to back you up 100%. We are starting to raise a nation of idiots. You look at the countries in Europe and in Asia and how they go about the studies. To take another day off or to not have a year-long curriculum, and I'm pushing it towards the educational side. I send my daughters to school all year. They are in summer school classes. Every year. So they're taking more classes than anybody. I refuse to have my children be raised in the educational society that we are starting to push them to. And unfortunately, this starts to take away from that issue of educating our youth and bringing the United States educational system back up into the top 10 instead of down into the lower 20s and 30s.
Well, see, I kind of know where this conversation is going. I can understand taking your child or a child being taken out for like health-oriented reasons and things like that. But these holidays are wrapped in tradition. Good Friday is one holiday that we shouldn't be kind of like debating on whether or not we should take out. I mean, if we're going to take out anything, maybe one of the other minor.
Day.
Exactly. Something like that.
Columbus Day. Exactly.
I mean, you got all these, and I'm not saying they're little holidays, but you got Columbus Day. Yeah. Well, what about all these teacher in-service days?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can get rid of one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to get rid of a holiday that's wrapped in Christian-oriented values, and not just because, well, we need to get rid of one of these. Oh, well, let's take this one right here. No, it's backed by political pressure. It's being forced by another group of people.
There is a need to respect the voice of the minority, but then there also is a need to respect tradition, heritage, and history of a country like the United States that is inwardly woven with that faith.
Okay, last word, Mike.
Well, I think that there isn't a point that we should stand up and say that we're not going to bow to this political pressure, because if you're successful in saying Good Friday should be taken out because it's a strictly religious holiday, then we're going to have kids going to school on Christmas.
Okay.
I mean, you won't have my kids because I'll be taking them out, but you would. I mean, that's just the next step. So at some point, you've got to draw a line and say, you know what, enough's enough.
And I'm drawing the line right here because we'll be right back with more diversity-oriented discussions. Stay with Focus on Diversity. We'll be right back.
CCI is a 5-year-old firm headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are an SAP solution firm specializing in SAP software and training solutions for our clients. What makes CCI so special is our staff. We bring in the best and brightest minds for everything we do. We are a revolutionary in our training, education, and solution implementation because we take responsibility. What a revolutionary idea, responsibility. We are proud to be one of the Future 50. Thank you.